If you could have a drink with anyone in the theater world, who would it be? I'm Anthony Caporale, and I'm running through my list. Each week, I'll sit down with cast members, bartenders, and personalities from New York's theater district and get a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to live, work, and play on Broadway. Come have a drink with us on Broadway Bartender. Welcome to Broadway Bartender. My name is Anthony Caporale, and we are here at New World Stages, home to my show, The Imbible, A Spirited History of Drinking. This week, we're going to start our episode off with a drink called a Tolstoy Tang. And if that doesn't clue you in as to the show that we're going to be discussing, you need to check the board at TKTS. All right, so we're going to start with a shaker tin that I'm going to fill about halfway with ice. And I'm going to add 1.5 ounces of vodka per drink, so that's 3 ounces total. And then I'm going to juice 1 full lime per drink into that. So that's going to be 2 limes for our recipe today. And as usual, the last of the, lemons. I'm saying lime and I'm juicing lemons. The last of the hulls that we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and drop in the drink so we get all those essential oils in the drink. And we need to sweeten this with just a little bit of simple syrup. And I am going to use 1/2 ounce per drink. So in this batch, I'm going to do 1 full ounce of simple syrup. I'm going to go ahead and shake this up really, really well. Dissolve those oils, chill the drink, dilute some of that vodka down a bit. And when that's nice and cold and diluted, I'm going to strain it into 2 of our Collins glasses. And this is our Tolstoy Tang. For those of you who are paying attention, really, it's nothing more complicated than a vodka sour. And this is for our special guest this week, Alex Gibson of Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, right?
Yes, yeah.
I love it. So first of all, cheers. Welcome to Broadway Bartender.
Thank you very much.
Let me know what you think of that Tolstoy Tang.
Ooh, tangy.
That's tangy, right?
That's good.
I know. I love drinks that deliver on their name. Okay, so tell our guests why Tolstoy Tang.
There we go.
There we go. You with us? Okay.
Yeah, Great Comet is based off of a 70-page slice of War and Peace, written by Leo Tolstoy. So it is old and Russian.
Old. So you say 70 pages of one of the cliche long novels of all time, right?
Yeah.
That's like 1% of War and Peace or something crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why those 70 pages? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so Dave Malloy, our writer, when he was on a cruise, I think, he was reading War and Peace, and he kind of stumbled along this section and found that this specific section of the book actually followed a really classic musical narrative structure.
Just those 70 pages?
Just those 70 pages. It's like one of the chapters of it, basically.
Okay.
Just happens to follow a narrative where there's a dramatic structure with the romance and a love interest happening, some triangles, and he thought that would make a great musical.
Okay, so one of the things that fascinates me about this is that I know that sort of the way that you guys, I think it's the way you open the show is by just telling the audiences, hey, just so you know, this is going to be some complicated stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I love that song, by the way. How is it possible, like, if those 70 pages are that complicated, I mean, what does that say about the rest of the piece, man?
I mean, I don't know if you've ever read Russian novels.
I will admit publicly that I have not read any Russian novels, and I'm not proud of that, but...
It's okay.
Okay.
They are dense. And, as you say in the opening, everyone's got 9 different names. Just kind of tracking all the characters is like an academic experience within itself. So, focusing on a smaller amount allows us to really get into the world of it for the show.
That's got to be so challenging, though, because you're dealing with something that's it has tremendous additional context, right? I mean, there's got to be tendrils of the show that depend on other parts of the book.
Yeah, it's like a little slice of life moment, and if you know the characters and you know what happens, it's like little Easter eggs. But the show definitely stands by itself as an individual experience.
Okay, so one of the things that I think that you guys even tell people is like you need to study before you see the show or something. Like I know you joke about it and stuff, but like, what do you really need to know before you go and see the show?
Nothing.
Nothing. You can just go in.
You can absolutely go in with an open mind and some alcohol, and or a Tolstoy
Tang.
And that's all you really need. We have a family tree in the program if you get lost.
Okay.
And that's what we encourage you to look at. But it's actually really not complicated. It's really not.
I mean, it's a love story, right?
Yeah.
So people are familiar with it's like a triangle-y kind of love story, right? Which I think people are familiar with.
Yeah, it's a triangle kind of love story. And there's a comet.
So
there's some ennui, depression, some dance parties.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, but there's so much more. I mean, the show is just incredible. First of all, the story of the show I want to talk about because it's had just an amazing journey itself. But I want you to tell people about what they can expect. I mean, I know some of it is that you want it to be unexpected, but what kinds of things can people expect, from the show? What makes it different?
Yeah, well, the staging and the theater is in and of itself incredibly unique, crazy. Our director, Rachel Chavkin, likes to call it Theater 360 because it happens all around you.
So not even just in the round, like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like spherically, almost.
Yes.
That's incredible.
They have rebuilt the inside of the Imperial Theatre, so we have all these extra platforms. There's a bunch of the audience sitting on stage. We've got extra staircases going from the orchestra to the mezzanine, and we as the actors are like in your laps for half the show.
Which is usually something you would expect more from an off-Broadway production than Broadway. I mean, to get that sort of interaction with the actors on Broadway is incredible, right?
Yeah, but it really stems from, the production originally was at Ars Nova, where it was like 80 or 90 seats in that theater. And so just by nature of being in that small of a space, it was immersive, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And they've really stayed true to that design, and each time they've done a different production of it, it's gotten a little bit bigger. So this is just the natural outcome of continuing to grow the size of the theater.
And how many seats do you have now?
About 1,200, I think. Yeah.
From 80 to 1,200.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
Congratulations, that's incredible. Now, you mentioned drinks. Are there drinks available? Do you have like signature drinks? Or?
They do. They're all sold at the bars.
Right.
There are 3 bars in our theater to give you easy access.
So imbibing is part and parcel of sort of the experience.
Absolutely.
Not discouraged.
Not discouraged at all. There's a number where we run through the audience and I cheers everyone I can find who has a drink, and we all tell everyone to hold up their drinks and like sing a Russian drinking song with us.
We have a drinking song in the Imbible. You guys need to come see it. Ours is with cavemen, but still, no.
Vaguely similar.
Seriously,
yes.
you guys come see the show. I've always thought that I would never say that like similarities between the Imbible and what you guys are doing are a completely different league. But the whole immersive aspect of it is something that is near and dear to my heart, and obviously our production, we run through our little audience and do a lot of that. Is that something that you think is a trend in theater today? Is that something you think is we can expect to see more of? Is some of the audiences how do they relate to it? I mean, the audiences enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, audiences love it, I hope, but it's also it's intense. It's intense to be that involved with the audience, and we take you to some places during the show. We go to a club, we go along the Russian countryside. I don't know if that's true, but there's a kind of pardon me if this sounds like really obnoxious to say, but when you're at the show, you're a part of the show. And you're not just an audience member. Like one of the things that makes it so special is that we're all in this room together experiencing the same things, which is true for any theater experience, but just because of the way it's set up, it feels a little more of an intimate experience, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you guys. So there's obviously the traditional proscenium type theater where there's the performers, then there's what they call the fourth wall, right?
Yeah.
That the performers stay behind usually, and then there's the audience. And in many productions, they break that fourth wall and interact. It seems like with you guys, there is no fourth wall.
No.
There's four walls, and everyone's in those. It's almost like you've taken the audience and put them behind the fourth wall with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. They are part of the house. We're all safe from the storm together.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay, so this Broadway debut, right, for you?
Yeah.
What a crazy show. I mean...
Yeah. It's been, I mean, getting to make my debut in this show is absolutely insane. It's been such a pleasure. The company is so incredible, so wonderful to work with. And being in the ensemble of this show, like everyone in the ensemble gets to be unique and have their own kind of relationship to the audience. It's super individualized, and it's really fun to do every night.
What's your role? What do you do?
So I'm straight up in the ensemble, do some dance track stuff, and sing low.
I can tell.
Plot twist, spoiler alert. There's a bunch of our ensemble who we call the Rovers, who play instruments and run around the space while they play instruments. I'm not one of those people.
You're not one of those people?
No, luckily. I salute those people and I cheer them. I cannot do what they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm listening to you speak right now, and I know for us, casting basses is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
We're out there.
Dude,
we're out
where?
there, man.
I mean, what's your bottom note? I can't,
I sing like a low C in the show.
Good, consistently. Like
yeah.
Wow. I mean, I think you just hit it. Right?
No, basses, I am a strong proponent of basses being in more musical theater.
Oh, I can tell you as a casting director that, please, from your lips to the bass's ears, man, if you want to work in theater and you're a bass, you will have jobs. I mean, that's fantastic. So you don't play an instrument.
Yes. No.
You're a singer. Are you dancing as well?
There's a lot of dancing. They when they went to this Broadway production, they were looking to add a few more tracks, specifically some dancing tracks to help fill out the space. Because as they've gone with every production, just as the space has increased, they've added more ensemble members so that there's constantly people at your feet no matter where you're sitting. So yeah, I was one of the late hires they had for the Broadway production.
When you have to try and fill a space that was 80 people, that's now 1,200 people.
Yeah. And when they did that original production, it was only 10 people. The people who are the characters in the show all played instruments, and they were the only actors. And now we have, I might be wrong, I want to say 36 people, almost. I pulled that number out of my butt.
That sounds like a good number.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
It's about that number.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's gotten quite a bit larger.
Okay, so I want to talk about the evolution of the show, because obviously the show, as you said, had to change. The journey of the show fascinates me, but and then I want to hear about your personal journey too. I mean, how you land something like this as your Broadway debut. But tell me a little bit about how the show started and how it got to where it is now.
So it started at Ars Nova, and it was heralded. People loved it. They were freaking out about it.
Groundbreaking from day one.
Yeah. And they then moved it to an off-Broadway venue downtown. Ran there for a little bit, and then they moved it to a more uptown off-Broadway location in a tent. Actually, a tent that was set up in the parking lot that's next to the Imperial Theatre.
Really?
Dun, dun, dun.
Did they know?
No.
But maybe the relationship came from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe they spoke it into being just by being there for so long.
Tent. I remember the tent production was like big news.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a fully, I say tent, and that makes it sound kind of like, oh, it's like in a tent, but like no, that was an incredible, fully produced, amazing off-Broadway experience. And that ran for a while.
Yeah.
And they did that. And then recently they did a production at the ART Theatre in Boston, where they were adapting it to see how can we do this in a proscenium space? How do we figure it out when it's not in a tent built from the ground up? And then they moved it to the Imperial Theatre.
So there was...
Now playing on Broadway.
All right, so let's plug it. Imperial Theatre, what's the website?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no,
I don't know.
That mug to the, okay.
Some website.
Google Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet 1812.
Great Comet on Broadway.com. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm doing a bad job.
All right,
yeah.
So we'll find it. We'll put it up. It'll be easy to get to. So it sounds like it was controlled growth. I mean, it seems things from the outside always seem like they're comet like. In you like what I did there?
I like what you did.
They seem, but this was very planned and measured, and I know the show closed for a little while in between some of these runs.
Yeah.
So it seemed like they put a lot of thought into how they translate this originally very intimate experience into this huge Broadway. And I imagine successfully. I mean, they were able to keep the essence of that first show.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really insane how much they were able to keep the integrity. There we go. I was going to say tenacity. That's
No, it's a good word too. But
yeah, they're all good words.
But this was better.
Yes, the integrity of the intimacy of the design, the kind of immersive nature of it. And then adapt it just to larger and larger spaces, especially given that they had never done it in a proscenium before the ART production.
Right.
And so half of that was just figuring out, like, what do we do with the space? And then the Broadway production was the first time they had a mezzanine. So it's how do we involve everyone in this level and make sure that if you're on the ground floor, you can see things just as well as the people who are up there. So, yeah.
I always have so much respect for, especially artistic properties that can grow commercially very successful, but without compromising the artistic integrity. Do you know what I mean of what they try and do? Because sometimes it's very easy to ride the success and just grow without trying to remember who you are and what got you there.
Yeah.
And we see that all the time, obviously. But I mean, kudos to you guys because I haven't seen the show. My bad. Well, I have this other show going. I'm going to get there.
You're a little busy. It's
I'm going to
okay.
get there. I'm dying to. It's been on my list forever. And it's been an amazing thing to just watch because the reviews have just been consistently off the charts. And the people that I know who've seen the show are consistent, like, you must go see this show. It's literally one of the most unique experiences running, I think, in New York. And now you can say that for many years, in various iterations.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of that I do have to give credit because you're very kind, but I had nothing to do with it. I came in for the last version. I was like,
talk to me. Yes, how'd this happen?
But it is really the incredible nature of our director, Rachel Chavkin, who is a visionary in terms of what she's able to do. The scenic designer, Mimi Lian, who's infused an architectural background with this scenic design into really creating something that it seems impossible that it could have appeared in the same space that Les Mis was, a year ago.
Right.
And Paloma Young, who's our costume designer, has created these insanely intricate, beautiful costumes that have to be able to be just as beautiful up close as 60 feet away, because I'm often this close with an audience member. So really, it's that team, and Sam Pinkleton, our choreographer, Bradley King, the lighting designer. Sorry, now I have to put everyone in, but it's this group of all these creatives who have been with it basically since the very first production, who have stayed with it and have been able to maintain the integrity.
And they feel that love and investment and ownership of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, when I came into it, I came in just for this, the Broadway production. When I came in for rehearsals, like, they knew what it was. They knew the baby they were
figuring it out.
Yeah, and they had, because they had invested so much care and time with it previously, like, it was a bada bing, bada boom kind of let's set it up.
Was it welcoming to you? Or was it intimidating to come into that sort of environment?
I mean, they were the most welcoming. I was intimidated, but that's me. That's all on me. They were incredibly lovely.
So tell me about your story. How long? So singer, actor, dancer?
Yeah.
All three. For how long? I mean, is this like something you wanted to do from when you were young? Did you come into it older?
When I was really little, I got my start being an Irish dancer. Was how I got into it.
Like river dance?
Yeah,
like the whole
yeah.
Really?
Exactly that.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. You did it.
Wait, so is it true that that started because dancing was illegal in Irish pubs and they didn't want you to tell? Do you know?
There is a version of the history. I've heard it was also on boats because they'd be dancing. Well, yes, but they weren't supposed to be dancing, and so the windows all cut off like here. And so it just looked like...
You wouldn't move anything above the window.
Yeah, you just like...
so weird.
And then your feet are like going crazy below. I don't know how true that is.
It's a great story, though.
It is.
It's like 36 people in the cast. Who cares? It's a great story.
Who cares? It's a number, yeah.
Right. Okay, so Irish dancing?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was itty bitty. I went to... we qualified for like world championships when I was like in middle school.
In Irish dancing?
Yeah.
From where? Where were you?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Is in the World Championships for Irish dancing?
There's a crazy...
Now you're just making stuff up.
I'm not.
Really?
Literally, there are so many insane little pockets of Irish dancing culture, like all over this country. Really, and it's in all these places, especially ones like are vaguely Irish. Maybe, you know, like I have some Irish history in my blood, but it's this huge subset of culture, and it was really intense when I was involved. I loved it a whole lot, and then it got too intense, so I had to leave. And then I did...
Can we not talk about that?
Oh, no, I just...
I was like, what is it?
I didn't mean to say it like that. Just like, it just took up a lot of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought there was like,
there wasn't
dead bodies involved or something. All right.
No, we can't talk about that.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
This drink is really good.
It is a lovely drink.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that, started doing theater in Milwaukee. There's a really great theater community there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really wonderful, and I started doing that a lot. And then I went to NYU for school. Okay. New studio on Broadway, and I loved it a whole lot. And just been working since I've been out of school, and then this came up.
Just came up. Happened to get.
They were looking for a bass dancer, and
I can't imagine what that's like. I can't even find a bass singer, let alone a bass dancer.
I'd worked with Sam Pinkleton, who was our choreographer on a show like a year earlier. So I knew him when I got into the room and kind of knew his style. And it was a really good fit. We did a bunch of like freestyle dancing at this audition because they were building new tracks around us. And my go-tos were like folk dancing and like voguing, which as it turns out are the perfect combination for the show I'm in.
Well, lucky for you.
Lucky for me.
I never even thought those two things would exist in the same person.
Oh, get ready.
Okay.
This show, yes.
So if we go see you, we'll be able to see you Vogue-ish and folk dance-ish.
Yes.
In Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812.
Just as Tolstoy intended. Yeah, you'll see me in some booty shorts and some at a crop top, living my fantasy.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to just take my show down and go see it for a night because that I can't miss.
Yeah.
All right, ever bartend?
No.
Serve anything? Work in the restaurant industry?
No.
How could you possibly? How do you get a job on Broadway if you've never done that?
I got really lucky and I haven't had to have a day job yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that obnoxious to say?
No, that's good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would like spread it around on social media, but
no, I've worked really hard and I've paid my dues.
Good. Let's go with that. All right. But okay, well, so now this is going to be your bartending debut.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to start out now then with something really classic and not too complicated. We're going to do a Moscow Mule.
Oh, great.
Good?
Yes.
You like?
I love.
Come back here, my friend.
Okay. I'm done with this drink, I guess.
All right, I'm going to go sit right there, and I'm going to talk you through it.
Okay.
All right, first thing I want you to do is take that mixing tin, fill it about halfway up with ice.
Great. Do I have to use the scoopy thing?
You have to use the ice scoop, yes.
Okay.
That's a law. It is actually.
Don't want to.
Actually a law.
Well, I used it, so let it be known.
All right, so we're going to stick with our Stoli vodka right down there, and you're going to just turn it right upside down, and you're going to count to 6. All the way up, like
2,
literally.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Good. That's about 9 in regular bartender counts, but that's totally fine.
It's been a long day.
All good. It's all good. All right, so Moscow Mule is literally just vodka, lime juice, and ginger beer. So I want to get, and I like a lot of lime in my Moscow Mule. So some people just put like a wedge, but I want to do a full half a lime per.
Okay.
So get that lime squeezer.
Great.
Yeah, and go ahead and squeeze 2 of those limes in, and the flat side goes down. Yeah, just open that up.
Great.
Good, flat side down.
There we go.
There you
Killing
go.
it. Killing
That's
the
it.
game.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, die line.
Okay, good. And then one more.
Okay, where do I put this thing?
Just in the garbage.
Oh.
Is good. This is your drink. I'm going to switch our drinks, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
There we
Good.
go.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Good. And then drop that. That's called a hull. And drop that in there because I want to dissolve all those oils. Take that glass, put it on there.
Good.
Good. And just shake, man. It's like you've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Now I see how you booked your first show without having, because you're just naturally good at things the first time.
You know, I have nothing to say to that.
Okay, so now you can take the glass off. Fabulous. And you have a strainer. You're going to put the spring side down on top of the glass.
Yeah.
Good. And I want you to go ahead and put your finger, your index finger right there. Great. Good. But this, I should have had you fill these glasses with ice first.
Oh, I can do that.
Good. Go ahead and do
Okay,
that.
great. This will
Sit right
on
there.
hold.
Yes.
With the thing.
Scoop.
With the scoop.
Because it's the law.
Because it's the law.
The law.
How much do I
all
fill
the
these
way.
up?
Always
Oh.
all the way with ice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that it's sort of a misconception, or something that people who have not tended bar professionally kind of get wrong, is they think ice is a bad thing. They think
Yeah.
it like dilutes the drink, waters it down. It's actually really important. It's an ingredient, so you always want completely filled with ice.
Well, I did not know that.
See,
so I
now
would
you learned
say-
something.
So I think I can give this a little
You
bit
can,
more.
and I actually like the ice cresting over the top of the drink, because as soon as you put liquid in there, it's going to put it right. It's going to start to melt.
Yeah.
Down. Good.
There
So
we
put
go.
those right on the mat. Fabulous. Now I want you to fill each of them just about halfway. You may have some extra
Great.
because you had a little bit of a long pour with that vodka. That's fine. Stop. Great. Right there. Good. Fabulous. Good. And now we're going to top it with ginger beer.
Yeah.
Now this is traditionally served in what kind of glass? You know?
In those, what do you call? They're copper.
Yes.
Oh, is it
And
just called
they're mugs.
Copper mugs.
That's what they're called. Copper mugs.
First time. Got it right the first time.
You're very gifted. Okay, so top that right off. Now you don't need a copper mug. It's nice because it's nice and cool and it chills the drink. It was actually a marketing ploy. When they invented the Moscow Mule as a way to sell more Stoli vodka. It was invented by the Stoli company, actually, and the folks who made ginger beer. And yeah, they came together, they were drinking one night in a bar, and they said, let's make a drink that has vodka and ginger beer in it, because you make vodka and I make ginger beer. And they were like, great, so how do we sell it? And they were like, we'll go around the country and everyone who makes one gets a copper mug and I'll take a picture with the guy. And so this guy would literally go to one bar with a picture of the last guy and the copper mug, and then drop off a mug, take another picture, and before you know it, he had like 100 bartenders in his portfolio and everyone was drinking Moscow Mules.
Why is it called a Moscow Mule?
Well, because Moscow, the vodka, and Mule, I have no idea.
Interesting. I like it. Good. Okay.
All right, so just put one wedge of lime
Great.
in there,
There we go.
and there. Good, and just give us a cocktail napkin and a couple straws, and
There you
that's
go.
our Moscow Mule.
There we go. Ba-ba-bum.
Ba-ba-bum. All right.
There
Let's
you
see
are,
how
sir.
this- how's this going to be bad?
I don't know. It's going to have a lot of
See it.
vodka.
Oh, man. Dude, well done.
I'm ready.
That's fabulous. Okay, websites for the show? A website for the show? We said was We Don't Know, Natasha, Pierre, and
I should know it.
12. We're going to like, and do you have a personal website?
Yeah, check it out.
What is it? Do you know it?
I do know it.
Okay, what is it?
It is alexgibsononline.com. That's me.
I love it. Alex, thank you so much, man. You
So
are
nice to meet
great.
you.
I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to come see the show. Please come see the Imbible.
Oh, absolutely.
And bring the whole cast.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And folks, thanks for checking us out. BroadwayBartender.com for recipes, links to all of the shows that we cover. Drink well, drink responsibly.
Cheers.
No! You just drink that and then just dance.
Nice. Whoa. Outstanding.
Good.
Once
Yeah.
again.
Good, good, good.
Fun?
That was so fun.
Awesome, man.
Great.